So the Colts have Fever players out. Sophie was not there, but they give everyone jerseys, and Caitlin Clark, grew up in Iowa, is a Chiefs fan, refused to wear the Colts jersey. She just held it up like this. And she hasn't gone out and said, like, I didn't do it because I'm a Chiefs fan, but the internet was like, she's a real one.
I love it.
And it's just...
So apparently, Caitlin Clark isn't just the face of the WNBA. She's basically running the entire Indiana operation like her own empire. At least, that's what Sophie Cunningham just spilled on her podcast, sending league insiders into panic mode and fans into full meltdown. We're talking LeBron-level power plays, secret schemes to shut her down, and a commissioner who just got roasted into oblivion online. But here's the twist no one's daring to mention. This saga isn't about basketball anymore. It's about power, ego, and a league completely blindsided by Clark's takeover. What Cunningham just dropped? It rewrites the whole WNBA sisterhood fantasy. Cunningham didn't tiptoe. She detonated. On her latest episode, she unleashed a revelation nobody saw coming, and the shockwaves are still shaking the league. Clark isn't merely playing for the Fever. She's calling the shots, steering the offense, shaping team decisions, and running things with the swagger of a 10-year vet. Cunningham flat out compared her to LeBron James, saying Clark wields the kind of influence most players can't even dream of after years of grinding. And this wasn't some casual hot take either. Cunningham's been around elite talent long enough to know when she's seeing a power shift. Her words confirmed what everyone whispered but never dared post. A rookie with this much pull? Practically unheard of, and veterans are quietly losing it. The LeBron comparison wasn't tossed around for drama either. Think about it. LeBron entered the NBA with hype to spare, but still had to grind before teams bent to his will. Clark strolled into Indy and instantly became the franchise architect. Cunningham claimed coaches regularly hit her up for input on plays, rotations, and even roster calls. For a player fresh out of college, that's wild. The Fever basically handed her the throne, and so far, according to Cunningham, Queen Caitlin hasn't missed a beat. But the fact that she even holds that kind of sway is lighting a fire under the entire league. Veterans who've spent years grinding are now watching a 22-year-old strut around with power they've never been offered. And here's where the real tea spills. Sophie Cunningham finally exposed what was actually going down behind the scenes during Caitlin Clark's rookie run. Teams weren't just gunning to outscore her, they were plotting to crush her confidence and test her body. Cunningham admitted her old squad, the Phoenix Mercury, literally held locker room talks about making Clark's life hell every night. The plan? Brutal but effective. Get rough, push limits, dare refs to whistle, and find out if the college Golden Girl could survive when things got ugly. That wasn't competition. It was psychological warfare dressed up as rookie tough love. Mercury vets flat out discussed testing Clark, bumping her around, and proving the WNBA doesn't hand out royal treatment just because she drags millions of fans and sponsors through the door. Cunningham didn't drop every name, but she made it obvious this was a full-on coordinated veteran vendetta born out of pure jealousy. Let that sink in. While Clark was being hailed as the savior of women's hoops on TV, she was walking into arenas where opponents had literally mapped out ways to rattle her. Those physical plays? Not random. They were carefully plotted ambushes meant to deliver a message. Earn your crown or collapse. The vets wanted to see if the hype held up, or if Clark was just another over-marketed rookie who'd fold under pressure. Cunningham's confession finally gave Clark's fans receipts for everything they'd been shouting about all season. Then came the scene that broke the internet and made Cunningham Clark's unofficial bodyguard. During a fiery Fever Mercury clash, Clark got tangled up in what looked like a setup, and suddenly Cunningham was all in, charging to her defense like it was a title fight. Cameras caught every frame. She barked back, stepped between bodies, and warned everyone that touching Clark meant dealing with her. The clip went nuclear. Millions of views, non-stop reposts, the whole circus. Her followers skyrocketed past 1 million overnight, and brands lined up before the buzzer even sounded. The price tag? A $900 fine. The reaction? Iconic. Cunningham treated it like a medal, bragging online that it was the best $900 she'd ever spent because it proved exactly who she rides for. She didn't script the enforcer role, But in that moment, she owned it like it was built for her. But once she embraced it, there was no turning back. Suddenly, Cunningham wasn't just another solid WNBA player. She was Clark's protector, the one person in the league willing to publicly stand up for the rookie. Everyone else seemed determined to tear down. That viral moment didn't just boost her profile. It fundamentally changed how fans and players viewed their relationship and Cunningham's role on the team. Fast forward to the off-season, and Cunningham decided she wasn't done making waves or burning bridges with league leadership. WNBA Commissioner Kathy Angelbert made some comments during an interview that rubbed people the wrong way, particularly when she mentioned Clark's name alongside a $16 million figure. Angelbert suggested that Clark's arrival brought major financial gains to the league, which isn't wrong factually. But the way she said it made it sound like the league deserved credit for Clark's star power, rather than acknowledging that Clark herself was the reason for the financial boost. Cunningham saw red. She took to Instagram and absolutely torched Angelbert in a post that left no room for interpretation. She called her the most delusional leader the WNBA has ever seen, and the post went nuclear in seconds. Fans, players, and media personalities dove in like sharks smelling blood. Some cheered Cunningham for finally saying what everyone else was too scared to whisper. Others clutched their pearls, calling her out for disrespecting the commissioner and risking her entire career. But silence, not an option. That post was everywhere. And just like that, Kathy Engelbert found herself scrambling to explain why one of her league's biggest names was calling her out. Cunningham wasn't firing shots for clout or headlines. Nope. She was furious that the commissioner had the audacity to bask in Caitlin Clark's spotlight while doing absolutely nothing to protect her from the beatdowns she took all season long. According to Cunningham, the league just sat back and watched Clark get crushed night after night. Her words hit like grenades, direct, personal, and completely unfiltered. No PR fluff, no polite phrasing. She said what she meant and stood on it. The risk? Massive. The WNBA's small circle doesn't forget when someone bites the hand that feeds them. But Cunningham had clearly reached her breaking point, and holding back wasn't an option anymore. That post instantly became a battle cry for fans sick of how Clark was treated. It exposed a brutal divide inside the league. Those who think stars deserve protection, and those who believe catering to fame ruins competition. And just when you thought the fire had cooled, her podcast dropped, and oh, it detonated. Cunningham didn't just praise Clark, she went scorched earth on anyone refusing to call her the face of the league. No filters, no safety net. In one NSFW mic drop moment, she blasted the haters. Anyone who doesn't see Clark as the centerpiece of the WNBA is literally dumb and probably jealous. No spin, no diplomacy, just raw truth from someone who's lived the grind. Cunningham made it clear. Clark's influence isn't about stats or pretty highlights. She's turned women's basketball into a cultural phenomenon, packing arenas that used to echo and crashing ticket sites with demand nobody saw coming, websites, and made casual fans who never cared about the WNBA suddenly tune in religiously to watch her play. Merchandise sales skyrocketed. TV ratings doubled and tripled. Corporate sponsors who ignored women's basketball for decades suddenly wanted in. To deny that reality, according to Cunningham, is to be willfully ignorant or so consumed by jealousy that you can't see past your own ego. She pointed out that rising tides lift all boats, meaning every player in the WNBA benefits financially and professionally from the attention Clark generates, whether they want to admit it or not.